strong language and graphic details of crimes committed by those on parole. Viewer discretion is advised. Between prison and freedom lies a world in limbo, parole.
I treat them all firm, fair, and consistent.
Parolees are released and allowed to re-enter society if they follow the rules.
If you get a guy a job, you'll probably keep him on parole.
Their fate rests in the hands of the parole officers.
You missed a home visit. I come to you.
Whose tough love will guide them to redemption.
I'm just supposed to just assume that
or send them right back to prison.
You're not gonna quit selling your ass. You're not.
It's a world of hope and fear.
This is an issue we really didn't have to have, man.
I know.
Can they make it on the outside?
I'm tired of living this life. I'm tired of walking the streets. I'm tired of doing drugs.
District 3 in Indianapolis is the busiest parole district of the 9 in the state of Indiana, serving nearly 2,600 parolees. Parole agent Denise Jackson, a 12-year veteran of parole, carries a caseload of 107 parolees, all women.
I guess my recipe to supervising my clients is I start off hard.
No, you listen to me.
And as time goes on, then I soften up.
But I am proud of you.
You can always change a no to a yes.
Many of Denise's parolees have serious addiction issues.
It's not that I don't want to go, it's just that some Fridays I don't get off in time.
When you're dealing with a person with substance abuse issues, you can't handle an addict with kid gloves, you just can't. You need to get you together, and right now you're not together. Because if you do, they're gonna run all over you, they're gonna manipulate you, they're gonna do all kind of crazy stuff to you. So I started off hard.
This morning, her parolee is 35-year-old Talia Cheatham, a crack addict with a long history of felony convictions, including 5 for prostitution, and convictions for cocaine possession and escape.
Talia always violates her parole supervision, either failing to report or catching a new case.
A parole violation can get you sent back to prison.
Please don't make me violate you again, that's all I got to say,
I'm going to try this time, Ms. Jackson, I really am.
Talia has been out of prison for a few days, and this is her first visit with Denise.
This is like your 3rd, 4th, 5th time being on parole. You always violate, you don't come, you don't do this, you don't do that. You never do anything. I wish they would have kept you in because you just come out and go right back in. Come on, Talia, give me a break this time, okay?
I have no choice. My son died while I was in the prison. Did it for me. I did it.
Talia's son was 18 years old and died suddenly during her most recent incarceration.
Has he always been sick?
He's always had stomach problems, but somehow he managed to go through this in pain and not tell anyone. Didn't even show no signs of it.
Did they let you go to the funeral?
I got out the day of the wait and I was able to go to the funeral.
Wow.
And we lost my father in November.
I remember when you lost your dad. On one hand, I want to feel bad for you because I know that you're going through a lot, but on the other hand, you got to do something too. You can't expect for everybody to sit up there and be there for you and you don't do a daggone thing, nothing. You know that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it? She's refusing to accept the assistance that's offered to her.
Well, right now, I need to be with my mom. I really do. My mom
No, right now, you need to do what I told you to do maybe 5 or 6 years ago, okay?
For years, Denise has been trying to get Talia to seek treatment at the Midtown Community Mental Health Center.
I wanted to go there Friday, but they told me since I didn't call before noon Friday that I could not go until next week.
Well, you need to call them today.
It made me mad because I was at a funeral. I couldn't call, I was at a funeral.
Uh-huh. Yep, got you.
Picking up the phone and calling Midtown means no more excuses for Talia.
This is Talia.
Talia. Hi, Talia.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Talia, you know, she already got issues, but she's going through some more stuff. You know, her dad died a few months ago and her son just passed away.
Right.
And she needs to see you guys.
Okay, you know the routine. Call on Thursday, by Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. Talia, whatever you need and whatever your barriers are, Midtown will help you. You just gotta go. You always got excuse of why you can't do this, why you can't do that. What you gonna do? This is not a time for you to break, okay?
Denise worries that Talia's reckless lifestyle could send her to an early grave.
So Talia, you need to do better. You need to do better. If Talia doesn't straighten up her life, she's gonna end up in jail or she's gonna end up dead. And when I said that, her face dropped.
Yeah, that's all about it.
And it was like she didn't care. Next Monday, I'm gonna see you. All right.
Gerald Carter has handled hundreds of cases in his 8 years as a parole agent. Carter is known as the toughest agent in District 3. He has to be with an all-male caseload of sex offenders.
The only reason why you go into that gas station is to get gas.
I think I'm seeing lying every time I speak to the parolee.
Something's not adding up here.
I don't accuse them of lying, but I do ask a lot of questions that make you think that I don't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth.
Today, Carter is going on a home visit to see one of his parolees, 43-year-old Michael Fry. Fry was sentenced to 20 years in prison for 2 counts of sexual misconduct with a minor. He spent 8 years behind bars before being released on parole.
He's been out for about 2 years now, and we are really struggling with finding employment for him right now. So he's really been looking. The problem is nobody's been hiring him.
While in prison, Fry learned to create Braille for the visually impaired, a skill he hopes will land him a job on the outside.
He really needs to find a job so he can just cash a check, man. It brings confidence to you to just know that you earning a check. We're gonna go see him now.
The main purpose of a home visit is to check that parolees are living up to the conditions of their release agreement.
What's going on now?
Hey, Mr. Carter.
All right. Any changes with anything?
I got a call from Rob. He actually has a consulting job with the Braille that I learned.
Okay.
While I was in prison. I'm gonna go there and I'll kind of train him on what I learned in a large grant part of it.
Did he say where that would be at or when that's supposed to start?
He said it's around March.
After 2 years, Carter sees the Braille program as a long shot, but Fry is determined to see it through.
We've been trying to get the Braille program for how long?
We learned about it in September.
Right. So this is a long haul for us as far as this program. But if I was you, I would go up to the foundry.
Yeah.
And go there, I say at about 6:30 in the morning and see if they'll give you an interview.
The foundry is a factory that repairs tanks and cylinders. It's hard, dirty work, but it's one of only a few companies willing to hire sex offenders.
So go up there and see what happens, man.
Okay.
And you may get hired. If you do, then work that until the Braille, something happens. I try to send everybody that I can there because that's one thing that keeps them out of the facility is a job. If you get a guy a job, you'll probably keep him on parole.
Sex offenders are less likely to reoffend if they gain stable employment, but many companies are still unwilling to hire them.
What's the main thing holding you back as far as becoming the productive citizen?
Employment. If I can work, I can get back because I was a productive citizen before I went to the penitentiary.
Right.
Because of parole stipulations, or STIPs, sex offenders are not allowed to access the same tools most people use to find work.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, us as sex offenders are not allowed on the internet.
Sex offenders are limited in regards to using the internet. You got porn, child pornography, all type of internet sites that you just don't want them to be at.
That's why we need to make sure when people are given the opportunity to get on the internet, they utilize it.
Utilize it
the best way.
Yeah.
For job searches, resumes, and not for pornographic researchers.
I understand that.
Yeah, as long as we do that, I think everything will be fine.
All right, thanks, Mr. Carter.
If you really take a look at it, Michael's intelligent, and from the outside looking in, you would never imagine that Michael was on parole for child molest.
It doesn't matter how nice you are. Carter always keeps an eye out for criminal behavior.
He's a very likable person. He's the type of guy that you would go out and have a beer with, but that's what makes this case unique, because you always have to be on the lookout.
Parole agent Jaisha Sweeney, also known as Jay, turned a lifelong interest in police shows into a career.
I am definitely known around the office as the enforcer. What happened to you? You gonna be clean or dirty?
Clean.
You sure? I mean, I do violate, and I do violate often. It depends on the circumstances. If it's something just blatant, outright violation of parole, I'm pretty hard on it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She's a dangerous person. She'll lock you up in one day.
I'm firm but fair, and I'm gonna tell my guys from day one who I am.
Jay has just received notice that 25-year-old DeAndre Halbert is waiting for her in the lobby. DeAndre was sentenced to 2 years in prison for intimidation and invasion of privacy. He only has 6 months left on his parole. He missed his last parole meeting, so a violation warrant was issued for his arrest. It's up to Jay to decide how to play this. She can arrest DeAndre right now if she wants.
Left. I'm gonna talk it over with my supervisor and find out what's the best option for everyone involved.
Keeping DeAndre on parole cost the state 1/10 of what it costs to keep him in prison. Given his short time and the cost, Jay will have to ask to have the warrant recalled.
You got another one.
He walked in. No, stop. He's a delinquent, but he ain't been gone long. I just got the warrant, so I'm gonna see if Renee will recall it.
She's not here. So you're gonna have to either go to Turk or Stacy.
Stacy. Got a small problem. A guy walked in and I already got the delinquent warrant on.
Have you even talked to him or anything?
No, I haven't
acknowledged
issued
it on force. Oh, they just issued it.
Right.
Ultimately, the parole board has the final decision on whether DeAndre Halbert will be spending tonight at home or in jail. Jay's supervisor, Stacy Doan Selmeyer, calls the parole board.
I thought it was.
Hey, Miss Parker, it's Stacy. How are you? I'm good, ma'am. Quick question for you. We have a situation. Chairman had signed a transmittal and a warrant was actually issued yesterday for this guy to be delinquent, effective 2/28. Well, of course, he shows up today in our office. We want to request to lift the warrant because he only has till September the 9th. In other words, we want to give him another chance.
At this point, it could go either way.
Oh, what you doing here? You babysitting?
There are only 30 parole agents in District 3, so it's common for them to team up on certain parolees.
Are you gonna show it to him and tell him, look?
Yes, I want to see what his reaction is first.
I want to see what his reaction. Let me go get my keys.
Once a warrant is issued, parole agents rarely ask for a recall.
Mr. Halbert.
Yes.
This is a warrant for your arrest.
Right.
Do what?
Okay.
Why do you have this?
Mr. Home visit.
What made you show up today?
Because I called you.
DeAndre's bad attitude makes Jay second guess giving him another chance.
Okay, but the thing is, you missed a home visit. I'm telling you, I'm coming to your house. All you gotta do is just roll out the bed. You ain't got to find a ride. All you gotta do is just be there. It's kind of like a slap in the face or whatever when it tells a lot about a parolee if they're not home for a home visit.
I feel exactly what you're saying as far as what it looks like, but that ain't what I'm on. I've been out 6-7 months. I ain't been in no run-in. I ain't trying to be in no run-in.
Okay.
It's a lot of things going on outside this parole, you feel what I'm saying? But I put this first before anything.
Okay, do you understand the rules?
I understand them to the T, Miss Sweeney.
Okay. Like I said, I got people working on it to see if I can get a recall. If not, you may not walk out here today.
Coming up on Parole Diaries.
So did this guy beat you up?
No, he just tried to run me over.
He reported that he molested her between the ages of 10 to 15. He stated he molested her approximately 25 times.
And later.
Mr. Halbert, wake up, because you've been asleep this whole time.
2 weeks after Talia Cheatham's office visit, she's back to meet with parole agent Denise Jackson. But today, she's looking bruised and battered.
Turn around. Hold your arms up, Talia.
Don't do that.
Come on, I don't know what did happen. You got a story, I'm sure. When I first seen Talia as she was walking through the door, I noticed a big old scar on her arm. To the left right here.
Talia has several vices, including drugs and prostitution. Denise suspects Talia got high and injured herself, or one of her tricks went bad.
What's going on with you?
I just fell.
What happened, Talia?
No, I just fell. I was running and fell.
Girl, what happened?
No, seriously, that's it.
Okay, was you high?
No.
When last time you used? Last night?
Saturday.
When you're dealing with women, it's like an onion. They have several layers of them. When you start peeling the layers of what's really going on inside of them, it's heartbreaking. What kind of drugs you been using?
Cocaine and marijuana.
Crack?
If Denise violated every parolee who used drugs, she would risk having to send almost all of them back to prison. Drugs are that common on parole.
So what you think I should do?
I don't know, Miss Jackson. I can't go back to prison. I can't.
Talia's injuries and drug use are signs that her life is going downhill fast.
You better start talking.
Somebody try to run me over.
Talia's something. She's a work of art. You ain't gonna be out long. I already see it coming. I see it coming. You're getting high and somebody running you over and then you wanna lie to me. So what's going on, Talia?
Denise pushes Talia to admit the truth. She's been selling herself to pay for drugs.
What happened was he picked me up. He didn't want to pay me first. I got out the car and he got mad.
You probably busted the window.
I know. I kicked the car, the front of the car, the fenders, like I was gonna stop it with my foot.
It's time for Denise to give Talia a reality check.
What if that was an undercover cop? What if that could have been somebody that could have murdered you, could have killed you, could have really done some damage to you? What if you got AIDS, T? Have you thought about that?
But when the addiction calls me, I don't hear it.
Talia once again blames the death of her son for her recklessness.
What is really going on?
Gotta get rid of this guilt. I got to let go of this guilt, because if I don't, it's gonna eat me up.
How many kids do you have?
4.
I ain't raised none of them. I ain't raised not a one, and steady having babies. For what? Now I can see the guilt, because you ain't raised none of them. You're gonna have to want to do this, Talia. Nobody can do this for you. You gotta want this. I don't know what you want.
I just want to be clean.
Denise now believes the best way to keep Talia alive might be to get her off the streets.
I can't do nothing else but lock you up at this point. Because you're not gonna quit using, you're not gonna quit selling your ass. You're not.
To better understand convicted sex offender Michael Fry, parole agent Gerald Carter returns to Fry's case file and takes another look at his crimes.
He reported that he molested her between the ages of 10 to 15. He stated he molested her approximately 25 times.
Sexual abuse of a child is often ongoing, lasting 4 years on average.
He says the victim acted like she would sleep every time and never told him to stop or quit. And as you can see, this is just him making excuses, putting blame on the victim. She went to school and told a friend that she was being molested. She was 14 at the time. 2B felonies, and he got 20 years for each count.
These horrific acts laid bare on these pages remind Carter that Michael Fry, like all sex offenders, has the potential to be a monster.
Right now, I just have to keep a close eye on her.
Later that day, Fry comes in for a scheduled office visit with Carter.
So what about group? What's going on in group?
Same thing as last time. I presented last week.
What part are you on right now?
Answering victims' questions.
Carter pushes his parolees to accept responsibility for their crimes. Only then can they truly move on to life on the outside.
Group is required for all sex offenders. When they go to group, that's therapy. They're talking about the crimes, the sex offenses. They're also going through different steps to rehabilitate from the crime. I mean, are you at the end of it, or?
I'm a fifth question. We got 5 questions.
Wow. What question is this?
The toughest one.
Which one is that?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why did it happen?
Yeah.
If I asked you why, what would you say?
I'm not real sure why, but I'm trying to find out.
I believe he's ashamed of it and he doesn't want to talk about it. All right, I'm gonna see you on the 14th, man.
All right.
All right. That's why he's still in treatment, but he's definitely not over it, and he's still got some issues to work out.
Coming up on Parole Diaries.
It's gonna be marijuana, ain't nothing else.
That's it.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
That's it.
If you don't hold up to your end, go delinquent, okay?
All right.
Because right now you're in total violation of every rule.
And later.
But you've never told me he's done it before. I'm just supposed to just assume that shit?
I thought it was.
Nah, man, I didn't know that.
DeAndre Halbert's surprising return to the parole office after a 2-week absence is a sign that he's ready to work on his parole. DeAndre's return convinced parole agent Jaisha Sweeney to give him another chance.
This is a possible warrant recall. Stacy's working on it right now.
It is what it is. I messed up, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't trying to do it intentionally because I ain't trying to go back to the penitentiary.
Jay orders a drug test, known as a drop.
Go with Mr. Creamier.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Now today it's gonna be marijuana, ain't nothing else.
That's
Speak
it.
now, forever hold your peace.
That's it.
All right, go ahead. Don't let me get a surprise.
While DeAndre is getting dropped, Jay gets an update that her efforts to help DeAndre have paid off. The parole board has recalled his warrant.
You did it? You did it, Sweeney?
You got it recalled.
Oh my goodness, you deserve a star. You know, you don't do that often.
You know, smoking weed and having dirty drops, it may not send you back that day. Clean or what? But when something does happen, so just marijuana, it'll all catch up to him. Okay. Oh, Mr. Halbert. I'm gonna get the warrant recalled, but it's up to them as far as hopefully you don't have any police contact within the next 24 hours because it may take that time for it to actually be cleared out the system.
So it won't be in there, yeah.
I lay low. Halbert actually knows that he's kind of lucky going home today because I actually showed him his violation and his warrant, and he understands this. He's pretty lucky of getting a second chance. I just really want you to wake up because you've been asleep this whole time.
I'm about to jump on the ball. I'm gonna get it together. I know I've been a little reckless, a whole lot of reckless.
The parole board orders tighter supervision and mandatory drug classes as conditions of DeAndre's warrant recall.
Call the phone number today, find out what you got to do and where you got to do it at.
Right. Give him a call today. Right.
As soon as you walk out, just walk out.
DeAndre also needs to accomplish the one thing that almost got him arrested in the first place: a home visit.
We have a home visit next week, and hopefully he'll follow through with that. If not, it's always easy for me to go ahead and get that warrant reissued.
Parole agent Denise Jackson is on the verge of sending Talia Cheatham back to prison.
Talia, she lied to me, but after I kept pushing her, come to find out, you sitting up here prostituting. I guess the man didn't give you your money, so you got mad at him, kicked the car, he tried to run over you, and then you come here all scraped up talking about what's up.
Last week, Denise told her to sign up for an evaluation at Midtown Community Mental Health Center. Instead of checking in, Talia prostituted herself on the streets for drug money.
So what are we gonna do about this addiction? Should you be in a residential halfway house?
No, I don't.
I can't put you there because I know you ain't gonna stay. I know you're not gonna
fight this thing on my own.
No, you ain't gonna fight this on your own, damn it. You getting ready to take your butt to Midtown today.
I'm going.
She needs some sort of help because right now, if she doesn't get any help, then I don't know. Help me help you. Let's do something here. You can't give me an answer, so I got the answer.
I'm going to Midtown today.
Okay, can you promise me that you will not get high? Because next week I'm gonna test you.
Okay, that's fine.
You promise?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going out here with Tanya. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, damn it. Where's she at?
Denise knows Talia's girlfriend Tanya all too well. She's had them both on parole before.
What's up with your girl here? She come in all beat down.
Individually, they are a handful. Together, Denise calls them the Terrible Two.
Okay, here's the deal, Tanya. Yes. She needs to go to Midtown today, okay? Yeah, you still gonna take her? We made an agreement, okay? I'm gonna hold up to my end. T, if you don't hold up to your end, go delinquent, okay?
All right.
Because right now, you're in total violation of every rule. Are you gonna help me out here?
I got you.
Okay?
Yep. Just don't violate.
Well, she better quit getting high.
Denise has given Talia 2 goals for next week: get a mental health evaluation and stay off drugs. But can she make it?
I'm tired of living this life. I'm tired of living in the hood. I'm tired of walking the streets. I'm tired of doing the drugs. It's gotta be something different, and I want it.
Bye, y'all. Be careful.
Coming up on Parole Diaries.
If I have a guy on parole for child molest, I don't want you having big bowls of candy in your room.
We just seen Talia on this street. I think she's out here prostituting again.
And later,
When doing a home visit, you have to be cautious of your surroundings. In some circumstances, it could go bad.
sex offender Michael Fry has been struggling with life on parole.
I'm not real sure why, but I'm trying to find out.
Early in the morning, Agent Carter decides to do a surprise visit on Fry.
I do surprise visits when I have a hunch that something is going wrong.
Hey man, why ain't you at home?
Sometimes it's to help me clear something up that I think's going on.
You know I got a problem with that, right?
I do it just to keep them guessing.
What's up, man?
Hi, Mr. Carter.
What's going on?
Nothing really. Just like I say, my mom She's been real cool lately.
When you
She's
get this
kinda-
game, Doug?
Huh? Look at
How
the
long
back
have you
of it.
had this game?
Look
man?
at it. 1980. I helped my mom clean out her thing.
I used to have one of these.
Yeah, found my painting I made in 6th grade.
Anything child-related, like stuffed animals, toys, games, even candy, can be used to lure children and are off limits to sex offenders.
It takes a
Is
minute.
it still working?
It's got warm up.
Why you got the Boy Scout handbook, man?
That was one of the things I found. That's from 1982.
You need to put that up, man. You can't have that.
This?
Yeah.
I mean, you see, look, it's
I
got
know.
the year on it and stuff
I know
like
it's
that.
yours and everything.
From when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, but a Boy Scout handbook is something that I don't think you're doing.
Right.
But I can come in here and say that you're using this Boy Scout handbook to entice a kid
want
to
it,
get
man?
into Boy Scout.
You
Thanks.
have it, man.
Another thing I just
Yeah.
noticed, keep that candy in the bag.
I mean, I can't. You're kidding me.
It's a small sign to me. If I have a guy on parole for child molest, I don't want you having big bowls of candy in your room.
Maybe I'm not your parole officer next
Man, you
week.
just a guy.
And
Yeah.
what if Torrance come in here? And if I'm Torrance and I see this book, I got a problem with this book.
Right.
Because I'm thinking, why is Fry got this Boy Scout handbook?
Yeah.
And what is his purpose for it?
It's been 1 week since Talia Cheatham promised Denise Jackson that she'd stay clean. But instead of following through, she skipped out on her scheduled drug test and disappeared.
So at this point, I have no choice but to violate her because her whereabouts are unknown at this time.
With the arrest warrant issued, a phone tip leads Denise to Talia's favorite place to turn tricks.
The program that I sent her to, they're the ones who called and said, hey, we just seen Talia on this street. I think she's out here prostituting again. So I'm going to check out that area. If I see Talia, then I'm going to contact the police because Talia does have an open warrant.
Talia's mix of drug addiction and mental illness makes it nearly impossible to predict her next move.
Now some of these streets are bad. This is the area that she was spotted in last Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday. And so far, I'm not seeing any signs of Talia in this area. I'm gonna do one more drive-through.
All Denise can do now is wait for Talia to turn up and then take her into custody.
At this point, I'm scared for her safety, but I also know that Talia is a survivor in the streets too.
Coming up on Parole Diaries.
Some more bullshit. You had access to the internet in your home. That's a violation of parole.
I guess that's enough to go back to prison for.
And later,
When I spoke to your mom said basically she hadn't seen you since you've been released.
No, that's a lie.
just days after discovering suspicious items in Michael Fry's apartment, parole agent Gerald Carter receives disturbing news.
Some more bullshit.
A surprise sweep by sheriff's officers has turned up a suspected internet connection in Fry's apartment.
Parole. What's up? He's not supposed to have access to the internet. I'm here right now, especially not in his home. All right. So we're gonna check it and see if he's been getting on the internet with it. If he does, we're gonna have a problem.
An internet connection in the home of a sex offender is a major violation of a parole agreement.
What's up, man?
Hi, Mr. Carter.
What's going on with this computer, man?
What about it?
What did Torrance find over here the other day? The internet connection?
Yeah.
Is there an internet connection?
There isn't on there now. Paul had it over the night before. Came back and got it the next day.
Fry claims that a liaison from the Braille program mistakenly left the modem in his home.
He what?
He comes over. The only time I can get on the computer is when he's here.
But why was the internet connection at your house when he wasn't here?
Because he had just left it here the night before. I mean, but it wasn't.
I've never heard of that before, that he comes over here and connects the internet. Why haven't I ever heard of that before?
I don't know. I just don't think it's something.
So where's it at right now? So it's not here?
No, he's got it.
I don't believe that, man.
He does.
Because, so then, the day that we do a parole sweep is the day that the internet thing is called. So on the day that Torrance was here, you had access to the internet?
No, I can't get on the computer.
Parole agent Arthur Torrance discovered the modem, and Carter called him to the scene to explain what he found.
Torrance, what did you see here, man? Well, I'm trying to figure out what was here.
It was the internet.
Because evidently, I haven't seen this.
Then, Michael Fry says something that could destroy 2 years' worth of work with Carter.
I predicted that it wouldn't be here. Have you ever told me this?
I didn't think
so. What do you mean? So when you tell me he always does, Torrance finds a internet connection, then it's miraculously gone, and then you're gonna tell me he always does, but you've never told me he's done it before? I'm just supposed to just assume that shit?
I can't be on the computer without him here.
Hey man, you know what? I didn't know nothing about him coming here and accessing the internet.
I thought that was part of the grant thing.
No, I didn't know nothing about that. Because you never told me that they was coming over here accessing the internet. Right? Have you ever told me that?
No.
So then that's why I don't know.
They made it that way so I can't be on the computer unless he's here.
You had access to the internet in your home. That's a violation of parole.
I guess I did something wrong, even though I couldn't have access to the computer. I mean, when you turn the computer on, I can't even get on it. So, still, I understand where he's coming from.
You gonna let the Braille program get you locked up. I'll see you Thursday, next Thursday, man.
Next Thursday?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, Mr. Carter.
Having a modem at his house could send Michael Fry back to prison for the next 5 years.
That one thing like that, like leaving a modem at my house overnight, is enough to go back for prison for. I guess that's enough to go back to prison for.
Coming up on Parole Diaries.
I don't do anything wrong.
We in a situation where you may be violated for having internet access in your home. You think that's cool?
No.
I signed up for it. You know what, Talia? Did. I signed up for it. Talia, I don't believe you.
For the past 2 years, Michael Fry has been a model parolee. Now he finds his freedom hanging by a thread. He's been caught with items deemed illegal for a sex offender to have.
2 weeks ago, the parole agents and the sheriffs found a modem at Michael Fry's residence. I went there and took his processor, and I'm gonna talk to Fry and see if there's anything that he can tell me about that processor.
Haven't slept good lately, haven't been eating good lately because I knew I had to come in here and talk to Mr. Carter today.
We in a situation where you may be violated for having internet access in your home. You think that's cool?
No.
Carter decides to take a wait-and-see approach.
The sheriffs took the hard drive today. I have no idea what they're gonna say. I hope it's not nothing on there crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
If there is something on there crazy, then we're gonna have an issue. If it's not, then we're not having an issue.
Okay.
But you definitely don't need to let anybody come into your house and connect anything without you knowing what the hell it is.
For Michael Fry, his pursuit of a job in the Braille industry almost got him locked up.
This is an issue we really didn't have to have, man.
I know. should have never had.
I'm just gonna go find a regular old job. If it is just, mowing yards or something like that, just to do something like that, just to kind of prove to Mr. Carter that, hey, let's go back to the way it was.
It will be weeks before the Sheriff's Department can fully scan the hard drive and provide results.
I think the people that put him in a position of having a wireless modem in the home just put him in a super bad position and made me think something may be going on.
Parole agent Jaisha Sweeney is on her way to the first home visit since DeAndre Halbert narrowly avoided going back to prison.
When doing a home visit, you have to be cautious of your surroundings. In some circumstances, it could go bad. You never know what they done, because you've only seen them maybe once every 30 days. DeAndre Halbert's complex is a little different than most complexes. You can't just go up and knock on his door. You have to be buzzed in. So I don't even know if he's there or not.
There's no answer. DeAndre may be once again pushing his luck.
It's supposed to click, just release.
Finally, the door opens.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
I'm seeing you 2 times in 1 month. That's not normal, but due to the circumstances, it is what it's gotta be. Make sure you stay in here.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up over something stupid. When was the last time you smoked?
2 weeks ago.
Keep that in mind, because next time you come in, I don't want you to get another warrant, okay?
Yeah.
All right, any issues, give me a call. Stay out of trouble, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Halbert's home visit kind of sums up everything while he was on parole. He does pretty much the bare minimum, and that's about it. Sometimes people don't get the second chance on parole. Hopefully he'll make the best of it. If not, I'll probably see him again later on down the road.
Agent Denise Jackson's had a rough go with problem parolee Talia Cheatham.
Talia's only been out less than 2 weeks, and already she's violated 3 of her 10 parole release agreements.
Talia admitted to prostitution, using drugs, and not staying at her registered address.
I don't know what you want.
Then she went missing. Talia finally resurfaced, courtesy of the Marion County Sheriff's Department.
And right now, I am going to serve Talia her warrant.
Fellow agent Nicole Alexander joins Denise on her trip to the jail.
I don't know. I'm going to ask her when I get down there, but she didn't.
It didn't take very long, did it?
No, it didn't. Hi, Talia. You want to go ahead and sit over there?
Are you sending me back to prison?
Okay, Talia. Okay, wait a minute. Let me serve you your warrant first, okay? We've been through this before, right? Like 4 or 5 times.
No, just once.
Yeah. Okay, this is what's happening. I declared you delinquent the 26th because you were supposed to report.
Okay.
You were picked up, I do believe, Saturday. What happened?
They just picked me up. They saw me and picked me up.
So the police officers already knew who you were?
Yeah.
I figured that. Now, this is what takes place. We can do this again. You have 2 choices. You can have a preliminary hearing, which will consist of myself and another agent, or you can waive your preliminary hearing like you normally do, and you can fight your case with the parole board yourself.
So either way, I'm going back to DOC.
Either way.
The DOC is the Department of Correction, also known as prison, where Talia is now headed.
Why come you didn't report Talia?
I actually overslept. I really did. I overslept. And I did what you asked me to do in Midtown. I went to the Midtown people. I had just started that process when I got locked up.
Talia, you didn't report. If you overslept, then we're open until 4:30.
I was coming Monday. I was coming that Monday.
But either way, you're going back. You're not going to be out here.
Oh, okay. I'll see the parole board.
Okay. You need some mental health assistance, and you have been so resistant to getting it. It's unreal.
I signed up for it. I did. I signed up for it. I got the paper and everything. I signed up for it.
You know what, Talia?
I did. I signed up for it.
Talia, I don't believe you.
I did.
Because you didn't lie before, but
Ms.
we're
Jackson,
okay.
I am telling you the honest to God truth. I went down there. I'm supposed to go to 1700 North Illinois.
You supposed to go, but did you make it?
I got locked up.
No, you were supposed to go that day when you were leaving the office to leave.
I did that. I went to Wisher.
I'm done with this one.
I went to Wisher. Like you said, I went to Wisher and they scheduled me an appointment for 1700 North Illinois.
They scheduled your appointment?
Yeah.
Okay, what day was it? My point exactly. I'm done with it. She's ready. Told you when, where, and all that good stuff. You okay?
Denise has given Talia every opportunity to get the help she needs. Now, with Talia behind bars, Denise could just walk away, but that's not her MO.
Thank you, guys.
Even if she can't help Talia, she'll try to find someone who can. Denise approaches the jail chaplain.
Talia, she has mental health issues, substance abuse issues, and she also had 2 deaths in her family.
All right.
Back to back, one in November, one in February.
Okay.
Will it be possible for you to set her up with with a chaplain to talk to her or something while she's here until we transport her?
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
Officer Jackson, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
For parole agents, sending someone back to prison is always difficult.
Right now, Talia going back to prison might be the best thing for her. This is like the last straw with Talia. She doesn't want any assistance. She doesn't want anybody to help her. I don't know what it's going to take for her to change her life around, but right now she's not ready.
What do the parolees really think about their parole officers?
She gets in my ass a lot.
Watch their exclusive interviews on TV1.tv now.